Hazel. She's hanging out over there right now. And today we talk about premium pet treats from our farms here in the US. I'm gonna do a year-end review. So we're gonna have a picture session. We look a little bit back what we did this year and some other news. But let's get started first with little Hazel Dazel here. She's our chief treat tester, and I show you guys some great pet products. So let's see if Hazel wants to help a little. Hazel, Hazel, come. What I have here. The first product we're gonna show is a food topper. Hazel didn't have dinner yet, so I hope she's a little hungry. And let me tell you a little bit about Undique, myself, Hazel, and the network of farms we have here in the United States. So when we have times like right now, we don't ship as many quail eggs out. We are working with quail on our farms mainly. Then we take those lovely quail eggs and freeze dry the inserts of it, the yolk and the yellow. And what comes out of it, this is our little session shaker here. Let me open it this way. What comes out of it is freeze-dried quail egg powder, which makes an awesome, food topper. As you can see, Hazel loves it. There's a bit more honey. Yeah. Well, I act as the food now. She licks it off my hand. That's okay. We make a little mess, but we can clean that up later. Oh, thanks, Hazel. You'll do that already now. So this food topper is for dogs, for cats, for ferrets, any carnivore animal who likes a little extra on their food. This is what this food topper is for. And later in our pictures section, we're gonna see some customer pictures, because I always love it when you guys send me pictures of your cats, dogs, and we have a couple of them. So we're gonna see some lovely doggies trying that good stuff. Now another food topper we have, which is also a nice little treat and snack for all the animals, is our pet cotton candy, which is made from the dehydrated quail meat. So you see here, this is a statue of a quail, and a quail is a game bird, and they have nice gamey meat. Some people like to eat them. I do too, with some bacon around. A quail is really nice. But what we make for your four-legged friends is this lovely pet cotton candy. It's not sweet, it's not cotton candy, but it looks like it. It's very fluffy. Let me show you here a little bit on the bigger camera. Here we go. So you see it's really nice and fluffy. It's premium dehydrated quail meat. And you will see with Hazel's reaction if Hazel is hungry. I hope you are, Poo-Poo. Hazel, treat. Look, look. Come up that people can see you. Yeah, give me paw. Good girl. And Hazel likes that on her food, but also as a treat like this. And the idea we had from my sister-in-law, she got some crunchy stuff from me at first. And she told me her cats are older. It's too crunchy for her. If I can make something for older pets, which is fluffier. And here we go. The pet cotton candy was born. And we sell the pet cotton candy right now together with this shaker of the fresh quail eggs as a bundle, so you can save some money if you order them as a bundle, and it's great for your pets as well. You can mix and match a little bit of this, a little bit of that. If you have a picky eater at home and they don't want their food all the time, with this, when the pets see some action around their food, you entice them again to eat, and it adds super nice flavor to the meal of your pet. And also, Hazel, right? Sit. What the cool thing is, in quail eggs is a lot of vitamins and minerals, and through the freeze drying process, that stuff is preserved. A shaker like this lasts you for sure months, unless you're extra, you put some extra on it. And the same with the cotton candy, with the dehydrated quail meat. Has a bit of funny smell. I mean, funny, funky. It's a game bird, right? For me, it's like, well, for Hazel, this smell is like, and for me, it's like, you know what I mean? So once you get it, give it a smell test. You probably won't like it, but your pet will for sure. And we do have a combination or kind of a tryout pack as we strike quail egg, and we also have eggshell for extra crispy and extra calcium as well. That's in the quail dust dog food topper combination pack we have. Now Hazel, we go through the products first, then we get to the news section. Then Hazel gets to try now soon some lovely, lovely crunchy bites. But before we do that, we want to talk about your tigers at home, your cats. That's also good for puppy training, this next product, which is the wing on the string. A couple of years back, we were riding down the street, and my daughter Sophie asked, what you do with those wings, and I said, not so much, and there's no meat on them, so I don't really do much with those wings. And she said, okay, can I use it for my lovely, lovely cats? And what did we do? We put a string around it, and we created a product. And since it's such a great product, we brought it to you guys as well. Over, I don't know how often we sold that now, thousands of times. The wing on the string, natural quail wing, no chemicals, no salt, no harmful stuff. It's just the wing of the quail. Like, think about it, normally, it's fed to the pigs. We just dehydrate it with hot air. Make sure we choose a nice, good-looking wing, and you get the idea, right? If your cat is at home with you right now and sees that tangling around, it might already get started, right? So, the natural prey of a cat is a bird, right? Quail is a bird. Here we go. Here come these things together. So it's a natural toy. It's also used by dog trainers, or people who want to educate their dog to become a bird dog for hunting, to retrieve the bird, right? So that's great that the quail is a game bird. So it has the distinctive smell of a game bird as well, the scent, right? But it's really a nice toy. If you happen to have a stick laying around, I have some drumsticks here because there's the drum right there for the kids. Stick from the backyard, put the other end on that, and then it's really, really great bird play with your pet, with your cat usually. But also dogs like it. Hazel isn't, she's now 3.5 years old, not as excited anymore by the wings. But when she was younger, she was, and by accident she ate one. The good thing about quail wings is, or quail bones, they don't splinter like chicken bones. So it was not really dangerous for her. She pooped out some feathers the next day, but it's not like, something like a plastic toy where you have to be afraid and have to go to the vet and operations and all these crazy things we dog owners don't want to think about. That cannot really happen with a natural product like this. It's made in the US, right? We make that on our farms here. Undique is a network of farms. It's not just a pet brand. We operate a network. It's 14 farms right now across the US. From here, New Jersey to upstate New York, down to Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Missouri, Utah. I forget for sure a state right now. So we're all over the place, and therefore we can be close to you. And we ship that. This comes straight from the Amazon warehouse. And if it gets wet, don't put it in the pack like I just did. Because if your doggy, for example, is very drooly, and if you put it wet back in the bag, it might get moldy. So if it gets wet, just air dry it. If you have a air fryer at home, put it on 160 Fahrenheit. Put it in there for a couple of minutes to make sure it's fully dry before you put it back in the packaging, so it's not getting moldy or anything like that. But then you can seal it up until the next play session. Hazel there right now kind of falls asleep, so let's wake her up with something exciting. Something really exciting what we got is also quail-based. Quail, that lovely game bird, which is Hazel's favorites. Yes, honey, treats. Somebody's getting awake there. Okay, now I want you to come up on the couch. If you have seen this live stream before, Hazel doesn't like to sit on the couch. What kind of pet is she, right? But the thing is, downstairs we have another couch. That's her couch. Here, this is the kids' couch usually. But Hazel doesn't like to be on it. So an extra training treat like the Quail Crunch Bites will make it happen that she comes up and shows her face, not just on the packaging, but actually to you guys. So let's try that out. Hazel, I want you to come up. Hazel, up. Good girl. Turn around. Sit. Paw. Oh, as if she would have known it, huh? We had a lot of live streams this year. We try to be online every week. If you're a follower, thank you for following along. And sorry that I wasn't online last week. We were all down with the flu. Even Hazel had a little flu. Right, Boo Boo? Yeah, we were all sick, so we didn't go online last week. Sorry for that. But here we are back, and we try to do it regularly now through the winter, usually every Monday, 7:30 Eastern. Hazel, relax and lay down. Yeah, lay down. Good girl. Here you go. Do you hear that crunch? Let's listen to the crunch one more time, huh, Hazel? Do you mind that you try one more? No, not at all, right? Okay, good. So this is dehydrated quail meat as well. You find some white spots in there, by the way. And that's eggshell, cleaned eggshell. And that makes it extra crunchy, but also adds extra calcium. So let's listen to that crunch. Is that good, Hazel? I think she loves it. Look at this face. Look at this face. Oh, Hazel, do you like that? Yeah. Who's there on the TV? Yeah, that's you. That's you, my boo-boo. You're such a good girl. And you get Hazel's face with the packaging here as well. A little cartoon style, right? And that's what we like. You're like a little funny, goofy girl. And we're going to see that soon when we get into the picture section. But you stay, because I have an extra other crunchy thing for you. And for your dogs at home. Because the next one is definitely a dog treat. This is also more for dogs. But let's have a look what we have here. What is this? The Quail Crunch Stick. Oh, that smells good. Of course, a bit gamey. The Crunch Stick, here we go, comes from the spine of the quail. So we try to use everything of the birds. We raise them ethically, right? They have an awesome life here on the farm. They only have one bad day, like we all do. And then in the quail's case, they make your pets happy. And now I committed a sin. I put the treat into 2 parts. Yeah? Is that okay for you? And I don't want to let you suffer too long. So we need to do something for this. What we do? Back. 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 Make loud. Speak. Speak, Hazel. Hazel, speak. Speak. That's a new command. Doesn't work yet. Hazel, speak. Speak. Woof. Speak. Hazel, speak. I think we have to train that one more time. Give me paw. Good girl. Here you go. As you can see, little Hazel gets nuts. And nice and crunchy as well. Again, the spine, it grumbles like, yeah, like nothing, right? Give paw. Here you go. Doesn't splinter. Has little strings. Off she goes. Always when she gets a great treat, she runs away with it because she's afraid that I might take it again from her, which I would never do. So the crunch sticks, they come in a pack of 10. There's a little bit fat on them, which is good as well, especially in the winter time. We want to gain a little bit winter fat, don't we, Hazel? Yes, we do. Yeah. So nice natural treat, awesome. If you like something where there's less fat, we do have the quail feed as well as training treats, especially if you do bird dog training or any kind of training you need premium treats for. They come in a pack of 10 as well. Nice little package. If you go hunting, have it in your pocket for your bird dog as a little extra reward or something like that. We do have a big pack of them as well. Comes in a pack like that. There is about 60 in there. So those are the quail feet. Nice treat as well. Nice and crunchy. Now, Hazel, since you're such a good girl, we're gonna show that we can do bigger birds too, right? Yes, and the paw is up already. Yeah, wait. We do, together with the farm up in New York. Just been there yesterday with the kids. That was awesome. In the city. We had fun, right? You were home. Yeah, I know. We have freeze-dried duck hearts. Again, made in the US. Duck hearts are much smaller, I would say 4 times the size of the heart of a quail. So a nice premium treat as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you want? Can you speak? Hazel, speak. Speak. Yeah, finally we learned it. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. It's maybe not as crunchy sound-wise because it's a little softer the heart. There is no bone in there, obviously, right? So, but it's a nice premium pet treat as well. And as you can see, Hazel is super, super hyped about it, right? Let's put this away over there. You want more? I know you always want more. I just want to show the people as well. We have a pack similar to this where we have a combination of a quail wing in there. There is 5 crunch sticks in there, and there is the thigh of 5 of them from the quail in there as well, which is really, really yummy, right? Okay, I know Hazel is so nice. I have to do something for you. I give you one more of the crunch sticks if you come up and chillax a bit. Hazel, up. Yeah, I know you don't like this couch. And lay down. Yeah. Yeah. What we got here? Your crunch bites again. I know. You get another crunch bite. Yeah. Give paw. Paw. Yeah, good. Okay. So we put that aside. You hang out here with me a bit. Relax. You have to get used to this couch. We're gonna be here all next year. Now let's tell people what they can get for themselves and for their pets. So I have to reach over there. Oh. Since we are quail farms, right? What's the most logical product we have on a quail farm? Of course, quail eggs. I see here. These are the Celadon eggs. We have them in our store as well for incubation in case you want to get into quail yourself. But the standard quail egg, let me grab some over here. We make them already now. We are really busy blowing them out with a little hole on top, making them for the Easter season. People love to paint them and stuff. So we're preparing that. But what we have for you guys is fresh quail eggs. So you can share them with your pets. Hazel gets 1 fresh quail egg. What are you doing over there? Excuse me. Come over here. They get 1 fresh quail egg she gets every morning with breakfast. Yeah, this one you won't like. It's only the shell, honey. I emptied it. Yeah. But you can get a dozen or multiple dozens from us. You can also subscribe and save. Can you say that, Hazel? Subscribe and save. Yeah. I can't give you this one. This is empty, honey. I'll get you one later from downstairs. Okay? Here we go. You get another treat. Yes, because you're such a good girl. You can speak now. Whoop. Let me not crash those. Those are for Easter. Yep. Look. Stay there. Okay. I think if anybody took count, I smashed in the live streams this year at least 10 eggs. Sorry for that, but most of them got recycled by Hazel here. Right? Come hang out here a bit. So fresh quail eggs are good for us humans too. Hop up, antioxidants, great for the skin. Yeah, excuse me. Now you learned how to speak and now you speak all the time. That's not what we do. No. Yeah, I know you like this food. You can't have too much. We don't want to overfeed you. Come up here. Hazel, up. You don't like this couch, huh? Okay, then you stay there. But want to turn around? Show the people your pretty face. And here she is again. Isn't she beautiful? Anyway, in the chat, let me know. Do you have a dog or cat at home? I would be curious if I have more dog people watching or more cat people watching. Huh? That would be interesting to know. Yeah. So the fresh quail eggs. We pack them securely. So there's a ton of paper around them. They are laid daily, fresh. We never ship out eggs older than 48 hours. Especially for the hatching, right? Very securely packaged. This year we shipped over 6,000 orders of quail eggs, so either a dozen up to 4 dozen fit in one package, and we had about 60 breakages out of 6,000. So around 1%. It happens that in shipment, oops, maybe not as effectful like right now, but yeah, breakage happens. Packages over 20 eggs are insured. So That's not an issue. Take some pictures if you see breakage like this. Hazel goes right after the eggshell now because eggshell is good, it's calcium, it's tasty for your pets. And we do have a specific eggshell product in the store as well, which is for hermit crabs. Hermit crabs love eggshell. It's good for the skeleton. So you can grab that there as well. Speaking of eggs and presenting them nice for breakfast, if you plan on having breakfast on this weekend, get your eggs now. We have those lovely egg cups as well in the size for quail eggs. So here you go. With the quail egg scissors, you find them in our store as well. Boil it for 3 minutes, then it's soft cooked, and then you can open with the scissors, cut the top off, and then with a tiny spoon, off you go, tiny cooking. And I make a mess here like crazy, huh? But that's okay. We do our New Year's cleaning anyway. After the New Year's party tomorrow, Hazel's gonna go wild tomorrow. Me too. I hope you guys go wild as well, because I think the New Year should be celebrated for, yeah, nice celebration of the end of the year, getting into the new year, right? I think that's always a cool celebration. So yeah, the egg the holders, mini egg cup holders, they are made in the US as well. I 3D print them here because I couldn't find them anywhere. And we have them in 3 colors, blue, yellow, and white. And they come in a little mini egg carton when you order them. And there's 4 of them in there. So, oops, for the entire family. I don't recommend to put them in the dishwasher because they're small. You might lose them in there. So better hand wash them. Now, let's talk news. Let's talk news. What we have done this week other than being sick. We worked a lot on different things on our software and all that. I'll tell you guys later about it. But let's get into the picture section. So let's look at that. Oh, I switch over to the picture cam. Sorry. Still have to get used to the new studio here. Let's do a end of year review. So here we go. Now, here are our pictures. What did we do this year? So let's get started. We started off by posting some funny stuff on our social media and things like that. Yeah, we are not naming the quails really here on the farm because we have too many of those. We designed this year the new logo for the winter time. When you guys see the broadcast, this is one of them. Let's see what else we did this year. Oh yeah, so this year we launched officially the white cups here, right? So I think great little product. Took me a little while to get it right. You know, I was new to designing actually products, but I think I did a pretty okay job. That was my first masterpiece. Of course, we had a lot of hatches on the farm. And those yellow thingies, what you see here, I show you later as well. We have those rails in our store as well. So let me talk about that later. So here you see the process of eggs. The best result when you incubate eggs is when they are pointy side down, right? And that's why you have those rails. And then they go into the hatching basket, which you see here on the left-hand side. When the chicks hatch, they need to be contained in that basket, that they're not getting injured by the egg turner there, which you see on the right-hand side of the picture. So actually, that's something I have to do tomorrow because I have another hatch in there, my New Year's hatch, and they should hatch on the 2nd of January. So I can report to you guys about that next week in the live stream. This is how it looks like when the incubator is fully loaded. So in my case, I fit 468 eggs into the incubator. Oh, it's a lot of little birdies. And that's how the birdies look like when they're a couple of days old in the brooder. Oh, that's a video. Let's watch that. And I have a little sip of water in the meantime.
Now, everybody happy in the new home? Yeah? Auntie cute? Get more food soon.
So in case children are watching,
Yeah, 12
there is
people,
no
they
return
lay
on
eggs. These
hatching
little chicks
eggs,
lay eggs
obviously,
in about
right?
6
So
to 8 weeks.
it's a fresh product.
Not like chickens who take
So always check
forever
with
to
your
start
parents
laying eggs.
or grandparents if you're allowed to order that online, because we can't accept returns or refunds in that case, right? If you order hatching eggs, and you need to have an incubator. Let's see if we see something there. Here's just a gift basket. We support local schools as well when they do raffles and things like that. Then this was earlier this year in March, springtime. I'm already looking forward to springtime. Here's Hazel out in the backyard. Yeah, here is some solar panels. As you can see, that's what we use to power our studio lights here and a little bit the office. We don't have a huge solar farm, but a few panels. I like to tinker with that kind of stuff. We have some wind turbines, 2 small ones as well in the garden. It's more like as a power backup than actually fully replacing the grid. We're here outside in New Jersey, in the suburbs, so power is usually good, but every once in a while it goes, and then I want to be able to still work. If I have an incubator running, you know, have backup batteries and things like that, that nothing is being disturbed there. But isn't Hazel cute there in the backyard? She's a cutie. Here's another cutie. So this is approximately the quail, I would say maybe a week old, maybe 2. So those little stinkers get very quickly feathers. They need to be in the brooder, what you see on the right hand side there of the picture. That's a 3-tier brooder from Chimuka hatching time. And they have a heating element in there. So they need it warm, right? Very, very important. Hazel, come here. Excuse me, I have to keep an eye on her. So very important. The incubator itself is 99.5 Fahrenheit for the first 16 to 21 days when they're actually hatching. And then for the first 2 weeks of their life, the little birdies need to have it warm as well at 99.5, so that they really can get the feathers developed and grow nice. So here's another kind of quail. We have so many different kinds of quails you can order from us, from the jumbo wilds to celadon ones, the tuxedos, the gingers, and so on. This one I'm not 100% sure which kind it is. Sometimes I need to see a second picture. Could be a ginger. Oh, we have a video of it. Let's take a look at that.
Okay, who we got here? You turn around, say hi. Yeah, you pretty little bird. Such a cutie. Wanna go back to your friends? Yeah, I'm gonna clean there. Yeah, don't you worry. It's gonna be clean house. What? Okay.
So as you can see on our farm, yes, not just when I make a video, also when I actually work with the birds, I talk to them. Yeah, I mean, they need to, be instructed what to do. Here we go. That's a little button quail. Let's take, that's my favorite video about button quail, and I highlight down below the button. We actually run a special on them right now, the button quail eggs. They're really, really tiny. And the birds resulting from that are tiny as well. So let's take a look at this one.
That's our first button quail. Isn't he a cutie? He or she? Oh my god, so tiny. Look at that compared to my wedding ring. Such a cutie. Yeah, I put you in a warm now.
Yeah, button quail are very tiny, a little harder to keep than Coturnix quail. Those guys can fly. I tell you, they take off like a rocket. Yeah, I was just thinking about the rockets I shoot off tomorrow a little bit. Anyway, so here my wife got really excited as well. So we have a network of farms. So we have some farms we have button quail, and some we don't, right? For us, it was the first time this year that we hatched some. And look at them.
Look at the first baby button quail. They're so little. Oh my gosh. He's so tiny. Oh. And he wants to run away.
Yeah.
So small.
Lovely little buggers. Here a comparison to, I think it's a 5-cent coin. Oh, they're really small. And once they are grown, they are not much bigger than this. So they lay eggs. You can eat those eggs. A lot of people who actually have snakes keep button quail as well, because snakes like to eat eggs and they need to be on the smaller size for some snakes. So it's an option. And then what else we got here? Hazel just hanging out as she usually does by her window place. Yeah, if you're a pet owner, I guess you don't really need a doorbell. Like in my case, a doorbell is for nothing really. unless Hazel and I are in the backyard somewhere or in the basement. But other than that, Hazel is on her lookout spot there, and if anybody comes even close, you will hear it by Hazel announcing it. So this is one of those egg trays we have here on the farm. Most farmers use those to keep and store the eggs securely until we send them out or use them up ourselves, or until they go into the incubator or freeze dryer and all that. So here was loading that up. Oh, what does that sheep do here? Looking back, oh yeah, in March we went here to a neighboring farm, learned a little bit about sheep farming as well. As farmers, we like to, learn things, see how other farmers are doing, exchange ideas and things like that. So I guess this is why I took this picture there. From that farmer, I got a nice little rabbit hutch. It needed a bit DIY. I did renovate it. I wanted to keep rabbits. Then we decided not to keep rabbits. Then we gifted that on to a neighbor, and they keep rabbits now. So this is how we help each other, I guess, on the farm. One guy upgrades, you have something to give away. One guy renovates it, and the next guy has the benefit then of using it. We did a photography workshop earlier this year as well. I used AI to generate that picture. I remember, because you see a photographer here with 3 hands, and honestly, you need more than 3 hands. You need 4 hands to take pictures of quail. We see some of the results here now in a second. Oh, we celebrated Hazel's birthday. It's on March 25th. And there she got a lovely doggy cake with a candle. So here we go. Yep. Hazel, your birthday is coming up in 3 months. Yeah, you're gonna turn 4. Ay. So here we go. Some more footage from the brooder. Let's take a look at those guys.
What's up, guys? That's a lot of baby quail. Aren't they cute?
You're always gonna hear some quail, chirping and stuff. If they all chirp like crazy, then you know something is wrong with them, right? Then it's either too cold, too hot, they can't get to the food, can't get to the water. Usually quail should be really quiet. If they are too loud, something is wrong. It's the other way, like with your kids. If your kids are very quiet, then usually something is going on, right? So yeah. Here we have the differences between a duck egg, a chicken egg, a jumbo quail egg, and a standard quail egg. So you see here a bit the size difference. And usually people say you need about 3 to 4 quail egg to substitute for 1 chicken egg if you use them for baking and things like that. So this is that. Here we see our feeding routine when Hazel gets her lovely quail eggs.
Hazel, look what I cut open for you. That's what Hazel likes on her food. Are we still cooking?
Oh,
Hazel has already dinner time. Oh, look at this golden color. Go ahead, darling.
Yep, that's Hazel's eating routine. Oh yeah, we had this year a number of bad storms coming through here. Some trees down, some power outages, but I knock on wood. We survived it, and it wasn't too bad. Now, when I have a quick snack, when I have a busy day, sometimes it needs to be real quick. So I have some ramen noodles, and of course quail eggs have to be in there. I steam them a little bit that the yellow gets solid, and I leave the yolk runny. That's just how I like it. It's awesome. Yeah, that's getting hungry again. Here you go. What else we got? So yeah, that's my quail eggs are great to make schnitzel too. I'm Austrian. Austrians like to eat schnitzel, and here schnitzel is usually made by putting your veal. Usually it's made with veal. You can do it with pork or chicken, but veal goes into flour, then in the egg, and then into the breadcrumbs, and then into the butter oil, and then you bake it nice and golden. Then you got your schnitzel. So you can do that with quail eggs as well, of course. And what we got here, that was last spring. Yeah, in April already we had these lovely colors coming out here. So that's nice. And our friends here, the deer, they help with the lawn mowing, of course. Oh yeah, that was the Easter photo shoot. If there's any photographers in the New Jersey area, Bridgewater area, and if you look for some models, let me know. I'm happy to provide the models here, the little chicks. If you give me a few pictures I can use for my website. So yeah, that was the Easter shot. I actually studied photography myself when I was younger, but you know, haven't done it for a long time. As you can see, that birdie here is pretty chilled during the photo shoot. So this one here was a little bit more vocal, I think.
Turn it around.
But it definitely was a lot of fun, and I think we got some good pictures out of it. I did the same thing again, the photo shoot, when I was in Texas on our partner farm. Let's see. Oh, yes, we have some real birds as well. This was a bird's nest built right by our door entry there. And unfortunately, that birdie abandoned those eggs in there. So, don't know what happened. Oh God, that was a trend this year as well, right? April. Everybody did this stuff with AI, and of course I had to do it too, the quail man. Oh well, it was fun. It was easy. And yeah, oh, we launched in April our feeders. Let me highlight them here below as well. We have button quail feeders, and you can use them also for the hatching time cages, the chimuka, as you can see here in the picture. So those guys we launched, I designed them because I was sick of using chicken feeders for the baby quail. So that's what we use now. 3D printed, made in the US. One single feeder, you can have 11 ounces of food in there. We sell them in a pack of 2. And why 2? Because, let me grab the second one here. You can put them together like this. Put zip ties around it. Sorry for that noise. Yeah, let me see if I show them proper in the camera here. Oh yeah, here we go. So zip tie around it, and you can actually stand them in the brooder, or if you have like these cage systems like the grow out cage or brooder cages from Chimuka, they fit nicely in there. I have less food waste. I don't have quail crawling into the feeder, pooping in there, all that nasty stuff. So this is how they look like when they're mounted. So that's something, a product we launched this year as well. I like to use zip ties or Velcro. Velcro, it's very easy to remove then. I don't waste the zip tie. But if you use this in the grow out cages, you can actually make it in the door. So if you need to open the door, the feeders slide out as well. You can clean in there and then close it up again. I really love it. Definitely less food waste now than just having here the big trays. The big trays are great for bigger birds, but when they are still young, from day 3 until 3 weeks, 4 weeks old, I use the feeders here rather than a big tray there. Because here is the same story. The birds get out, they poop in their food. I don't want that. Yeah, another hatch here. I don't film or photograph every single hatch here on the farm because we basically constantly hatch, except a couple of weeks in the summer where we take a break. But other than that, the incubator is running more or less 24/7 and 320 days in the year. So let's take a look
It's
here.
hatch day here at the farm. Looking great here. Those fellas gonna go straight into the brooder, and new eggs already waiting and lined up over there. Awesome. I think it's gonna be awesome hatch rate. I have to calculate it now. There's gonna be some more tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, great.
Yeah, on a hatch there's usually a early bird, right? And then there is some late birds. So I run my hatches over 2 days. So the first day, usually a bunch of them are hatching. And then the second day they rest. And then I call it usually. So and that's how they look like again when they move into the brooder. You see here this white stuff here. Those are the feeders I just showed you there, guys. And yeah, happy little birdies there. Sometimes they even fall asleep in my hand. That's how cozy they have it here. And yeah, for me, it's still exciting every time new life is here on the farm. Oh, that's Mia. That's my sister-in-law's dog. And Mia is a big fan of our crunch treats as well. And here's that little video about the feeders again, how it looks like when they are mounted in the brooder cage of the Chimuka brooders. You see the birds in the back already got it where the food is, and those fellows in the front haven't figured it out yet, but they definitely will. Oh yeah, that's our logo for the winter time with my winter jacket, so I'm gonna use that again. Watch out for that here on Amazon, that you guys see that again. And who is watching here? Let's take a look. Did you hear that scream? That's
Are
the
you
rooster.
laying these nice blue eggs? It's none of you guys, is it? No.
Now you see here some
Curious.
wild type quail. There is some celadon in there. The celadon eggs we got, they come from different lines. So there is from the Jumbo Brown actually celadon eggs as well, from Tuxedo, Ginger I believe we got. We had so many different variations there. So check that out in our store. Ah, that's just the logo we did for our Discord server. And oh, that must have been Easter, April 20. Yeah. We do a bonfire here twice a year. Oh yeah, if a neighbor is watching and you see a lot of fire and smoke coming up tomorrow, that's our New Year's bonfire. I guess I have to send them a message just in case, because I like to do these bonfires in the backyard, at least for Easter and New Year, to ring in the new year. We're gonna make a nice big fire, and yep, make sure nobody calls 911 there on us. That would be funny. I mean, I used to be a firefighter. I don't want to get the guys out here for nothing. Speaking of going out, so you saw Hazel got a lot of treats early on. We go often for a WALK. I can't say the full word right now, otherwise she gets super excited. And it's 8 p.m. here in New Jersey. I don't want to get out anymore in the cold. But yeah, that's what we do a lot, Hazel and I, to keep fit. We go for a WALK. And yeah, that's where she loses her calories again as well, when I give her too many treats. So we go usually by a river here. And another way for me to lose some calories is chopping down trees in the backyard. I definitely have to do. Since 3 years I say I'm gonna make a proper fire pit. Here is where it's gonna go. We had some trees taken down. Those are all chopped up by now. And now, wintertime in Jersey, I tell you guys, it's nothing better than have your own firewood. And after, I'm already getting cold up here. After this live stream, I go downstairs with Hazel. We have a little lounge chair there, right by the fireplace. Put some extra wood in there. I use the seasoned one there, and you see here the new one, right? Firewood keeps you warm 3 times. First time when you take down the tree. Second time when you split the tree. And the third time when you actually burn the wood and sit in front of the fire. Now this is something we do here on the farm quite a lot, which is cleaning. This is the incubator, the CT180, what I use. And it needs to be proper cleaned after a heavy hatch, right? And so I usually do that there outside. I wipe it down. I first use air to get all the yucky stuff out. I blow that out basically. I don't want to use too much water because up here is electronics. So I blow it out, wipe it down, blow it out again, get the humidity out, and then it's ready for the next hatch. My wife, we put a little bit of foil on the incubator so we can use a dry erase marker and put some details on it. But I do have actually developed now an app for that as well, to keep the hatches and the hatch rates tracked as well. So, but this is how the brooder, not the brooder room, but the hatching room looks like. So there is the incubator. We have some backup batteries here, one for the internet, one for the incubator. And this is where I prep it all, and that's where they go in. What did I cook here? Let's take a look.
quail eggs,
Spam.
spam, sandwich. I love it.
Of course, on the spam sandwich, I put in some lovely quail eggs too. If you ever wonder how do quail eggs taste, they taste the exact same as chicken eggs, but you got more minerals in there, more vitamins in there, the cute tiny size, of course. Also, quail eggs are less prone to develop salmonella because the body temperature of the quail is higher, and that kills off a lot of that stuff. And also the way we keep them, right? Quail, they can actually fly really good, and they don't have a homing instinct like chicken have, so you have to keep them confined. So we have an aviary, we have the cages for the breeding groups as well. We want to keep them a little closer together, that the roosters get with the hens, and then they do their thing. And we have fertile eggs then. And so yeah, salmonella is less of an issue. Here's just a post about hummingbird migration. Oh yeah, Hazel was playing with the neighbor dog. That's Archie. She's nicer with younger dogs, but in general, Hazel is not the nicest with other dogs, unfortunately, because we had her once with a dog sitter. That guy actually got arrested because he was shooting a dog. Happened here in New Jersey. And she was at that dog sitter, and ever since she came back, that dog sitter, yeah, messed her up, let's say it this way. There must have been other dogs there attacking her or something. As mentioned, the guy got arrested. He had 5-star reviews on that platform, and we trusted them with our dog. Lesson learned. Still feel guilty about it that Hazel now doesn't like other dogs anymore, really. She used to go when she was young in the dog park with us all the time, playing with the other dogs really nicely. But ever since that happened, she's pretty aggressive towards other dogs now. After that, she spent 2 days with that dog sitter. So don't always trust reviews online. I know a lot of people check out reviews. You might check out the reviews of our products as well. I think I mentioned it early on. We shipped over 6,000 times this year hatching eggs, and we got 50 reviews. Half of them negative, half of them positive. Of course, we get a negative review if we break the eggs, right, during shipping. That's on us, right? Yeah, I mean, they're insured. If you take pictures of eggs, all fine. We refund you the value of the eggs. Or if the hatch rate goes back bad, we don't guarantee hatch rates because we have no idea what incubator you're using. Sometimes I get weird messages. People spend $20 on an incubator, and then they spend $100 on the hatching eggs, and then they wonder when nothing hatches, then it's of course the eggs default and not the incubator. So yeah. Anyway, no, but isn't that lovely here with little Archie? Yeah. Sushi. Quail eggs are great for sushi, right? So tomorrow I'm gonna actually cook. I have to take pictures of it. I have to tell the kids to remind me. With the quail eggs, I like to do deviled eggs, but for sushi we use it as well. This was actually in a sushi restaurant. And how do I know that it was in a restaurant? Because our egg yolks are definitely nicer than these ones, more colorful. So they must have got cheap eggs somewhere. Ours are way more orange. Depends what you feed the bird, right? Good food, you get good egg. Crappy food, you get bad looking yolks. And well, anyway, but this is good stuff. Sushi is something my wife and I like, so we go often. And this restaurant here, we still try to convince them to buy a bit more expensive eggs from us, and they look better than that crap what they got there. Now, who we got here? Oh yeah, so earlier this year in May, I see we had an escapee. He decided to get out of the cage somewhere and sit in front of his friends. So that's a good one. We have good surveillance here on the farm. We use cameras to check on the birds. Make sure they are safe if I leave them open to get extra air. In case a predator goes in there and things like that, I get a little alarm on the phone and see what's going on there. I guess we had another hatch, so let's move over here. Oh, who we got here? Guys, he was never live on the stream, but this is our assistant to the chief treat tester, and his name is Jackson, and he's a California king snake. We got him last year, and he is a gourmet snake. He eats sausages I make from quail meat, and as you can see, he loves his sausage. It's raw because a snake eats raw meat. And so when I, process the wings, the meat goes to Jackson or goes into the dog treats. But Jackson, he needs to test the meat raw, and he loves it. Yeah, he is a good snake. He's pretty calm. He did only bite me twice, but it doesn't really hurt when he bites. So it's okay. I guess I learned a lesson this way as well. Do not process quail and play later with your snake, because your snake might think you're a quail because you smell like one, and then it bites you. Oh, speaking of biting, Hazel never was biting a deer, but they are her friend, and here we see another Mexican standoff in the backyard. Let's take a look.
Hazel, what's going on? Is it not listening to you? Hazel, is it not listening? Huh? Yeah, good girl!
Yeah, the deer.
Oh, you're such a tiger, Hazel. Oh, you're so strong, Hazel. Very good.
The deer in
Yeah,
New Jersey.
defend your backyard.
I leave in the backyard extra grass for them because, in the end of the day, I mean, we live in their backyard too, in a way, right? And, we did some packaging there. This is when Hazel gets pretty. Yeah, no, for the deer, I leave a little bit grass as well for the bees and stuff. They need to come and pollinate our garden, so I don't do lawn mowing early in the spring straight away. Also not in the fall. I leave that grass for the insects, for the wildlife. I think they deserve it as well to get a little bit back from us. And it saves me the time for lawn mowing too, which is nice. And yeah, so that's how we live with nature here on the farm. And this is how Hazel gets a little styling. Right now she's pretty well groomed again as well. We got this little table for her. She loves it, more or less. But, it saves some money. We paid, I think we got that on Amazon, this table. Paid maybe $100 for the table. And normally when we groom Hazel or send her to the groomer, we pay $100. So, rather do it yourself. Another hatch, another day. I think those were Celadon or Georgia Giant eggs. They look white or blue to me. Well, here we go. There was one open there. They look like Georgia Giant to me. They are really small eggs as well. Biggest birds, they take a while to grow, but small eggs. We went camping a lot this year and hiking. So here in New Jersey as well, through other states, right? You have the Appalachian Trail. I like hiking. So here we go. Went up there with a group of people. It was a good time. Those are the feeders in action again. And Grumpy Hazel. Something happened with her hairstyle here. What happened here? So this is her spot in the office where she hangs out with me. So what else happened this year? We're already in June, so hang in there with me. So many people watching, actually. Awesome. If you're new to the stream, this is about pet treats. Please leave a like or follow the channel if you want to see more. Oh, that was cool this year as well. In June, I went to the Department of Agriculture. They were hosting a class to become a certified polyrome tester. So polyrome is a disease which obviously can devastate your flock of birds. So it's not just quail, but it could be any bird. And yeah, I did the certification there to actually be able to test birds. I can't test my own birds. Well, I can, but it won't be recognized. So I get the tester in twice a year from the Department of Agriculture. That's important to test for avian influenza and for polyrome. I could test other people's flocks for that, but not for MPIP. But for example, when there is a poultry show, a poultry swap, and things like that, right? So that class I visited this year. Then there was more incubation happening this year and more birds hatching this year. These shopping baskets, I bought them. There was a business going out of business and they had a bunch of those baskets. So I bought those baskets because I figured those are handy to transport the birds from the incubator to the brooder very safely. So this is how that looks like. A lot of birds in there. Oh, it's a video. Let's take a look at it.
Another hatch. Here you go. Undique cute. We got some white, some sparkly, some gingers, some chocolate, some... Oh my god, so many different ones. Ah.
Yeah, that's how it looks like when we hatch here on the farm. And that's the kind of setup when we load up the incubator here. Now, yeah, that's farm life too. Another tree to take down. That was a huge one here in the front yard. I kind of missed that tree, but we had the ash borer beetle in there, and unfortunately the previous house owner maybe didn't, you know, kind of inject or treat the trees around here. But it's running in the entire neighborhood, really. A lot of neighbors have the same problems, so I don't really blame him. But yeah, lovely, lovely old trees. I think I'm gonna try to plant some new ones. I do have some cedar trees in the back which don't have that issue with this beetle, so I might get them to kind of multiply themselves, help that a bit. Don't really know how to multiply trees, but we're gonna find out. That's a project for next year. Plant some new trees that even after I'm gone, the next owners of this house here have some lovely trees around here and for the next generation, right? The deer here, mother deer with their baby deer, they really come close and you can walk here like up to 5 feet. You can walk up to the deer here, so that's nice. Another birdie chilling here. Lovely. Bit of older bird already here in the brooder. Sometimes it gets a bit crowded on the farm, so I use the brooder then for older birds too. And this here, if you're a quail farmer, you know what that is. This is a testing of your birds. It doesn't hurt the bird at all. You draw a little bit of blood under their wing, and then there comes a little solution on it into the blood, and then you see if the blood kind of clots together, you have an issue. If it doesn't, I think that's the way it is. Yeah. Haven't done it for a while. You basically see by looking at it when the light there is on, how it looks like, and you can test this way. It's kind of a quick test, a pre-test. You would usually get it then confirmed in the lab of the Department of Agriculture anyway. But those guys come out. It's awesome. You only pay a little money here in New Jersey for that, but you make sure that your birds are safe, and yeah, that's just something which is part of doing the business. Another thing here, that camera here actually helped me a lot. A shock moment for Hazel and me this year. I wonder if I have that picture. Oh yeah, here it is. So we do use rat poison here on the farm as well. We had an actual issue, I think a year or two ago, with rats getting into the aviary, killing some of our birds. We had a drought here in New Jersey, and from the nature reserve, the rats came looking for water. They found also my quail, but in this case, I guess it was a bird, as far as I could tell by the surveillance camera, which found rat bait from a rat baiting station. And rat bait is usually bright red or bright orange or bright green, and that was in the driveway laying there, right? And you can see me there searching throughout the driveway there because Hazel was about to sniff on it and try to lick it or eat it, and I saw it there, and I sprinted there and I grabbed it and took a look and immediately knew this is rat bait because there were little seeds in there. So I think, I don't use rat myself, I have green colored ones, so I think somewhere with a neighbor must have been a bird picking that up and then dropped it right over our driveway. So to all dog owners out there, you know, be careful when you see something like that in your driveway anywhere. Rat poison obviously can act very quickly. I got lucky here with Hazel. But yeah, I think back then in June I showed that here on the stream. Ooh, can't talk anymore. Sorry for that. English is my third language, so forgive me. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I was screaming kind of because I was like, oh my God, you know, I don't want to lose my Hazel. And so just a word out, especially during those times of the year where people, you know, bait up their in the spring, or even now in the winter time. I mean, whenever it might be. Check out if you see something bright, flashy, orange, red, green, could be rat poison. So check out your driveway, things like that. You don't want that your doggies get injured there or potentially killed. We nearly got killed in June by overheating. This is from my air conditioning unit. That little thingy here blew and caused a little repair. Oh, yeah, what's that? Yeah, having quail is sometimes a shitty business. This is the poop trays. And yeah, as you can see, we have to deal with a lot of shit here sometimes. If anybody needs quail poop for gardening project, and if you're in the Bridgewater area, give me a call. After appointment, you can pick up as many poop as you want. Here we got a little training egg here, a tiny little quail egg. That happens when a quail is new into laying eggs. They usually start laying eggs between 6 to 8 weeks. So don't get chicken, get quail if you want to get eggs quickly. And so they usually, I call it a fairy egg, training egg. They really make a tiny little egg. Sometimes you see an egg without a shell. That's a so-called hazel egg. She gets it straight away. But after a couple of times laying eggs, the quail figure it out really quickly and then they lay nice eggs. But every once in a while you see a funny formed one. And so I took a picture there as well. It just looks great. And I guess there was another hatch here in June. And here we go. I know Stacy sent me this picture. Thank you, Stacy. And that's her lovely doggy. And I tried to remember the name. Oh, God. It will come to me. Really cute doggy. And she got the bundle here, right? So let me show the bundle product down here below. In case you just joined and missed that part. So this is our quail egg food toppers. The one on the right is freeze-dried quail egg. And the one on the left is dehydrated quail meat. We call it pet cotton candy because it looks a bit like cotton candy. No artificial coloring, no artificial nothing other than the packaging around it. And it's a great food topper. Stacy told me that her little Tito was his name. Where he is, Tito. Let me show Tito again. Tito here, he's a little older already. And he got a bit picky with his eating habits. And so Stacy was looking for something that Tito would eat his meal with a bit more excitement again. So he got our bundle. She got our bundle there, and she mixes it sometimes, like a bit of the meat, a bit of the freeze-dried egg, sometimes only the egg, sometimes only the meat, to keep life a little bit exciting here for little Tito. And ever since she got it, she told me, yep, Tito is a happy eater again, and yeah, she sticks with that. Now, here I was up in New York State with our partner farm with Eric and Nicole and Hazel. We meet up with farmers as well. So, and here's Hazel having a beauty treatment. Hazel, am I allowed to show that when you're in the bath tube? She doesn't mind. Okay, good. So she is not willingly going in there. But sometimes I have to carry her in there because she gets too muddy in the backyard. And every once in a while when she feels like it, especially in the winter time when she gets a bit salt in her paws, I don't use this kind of salt on my property. I try to use for the driveway. I don't really use anything unless it's really bad icy. Then I put some ashes down from the fireplace or a little bit sand. But every once in a while when we go for a walk, she gets a little salt between her paws and then she actually jumps in there on her own because she wants a nice little shower to get that little salty pieces out of her paws again. So that's her little bath tube there. And That's when she's pretty and nice, my little girl. Lots of pictures here. We're already in June, but since it's the end of the year review, I'm happy to hang out with you guys. I hope you're happy to hang out with me. Oh my God, 85 people watching. Thank you guys. You get a like up from me for so many people watching. Thank you so much. That's exciting. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier on, firewood, right, heats you 3 times. This is the second time when it heats you, when you actually split it. As I was getting older, I got myself a log splitter. I used to do that all with the axe, but now my back is not the best anymore. So with the splitter it goes a bit faster, but believe me, when you have these big chunks, it's still a good workout here. And here is Hazel with our food topper again. That must have been camping somewhere. We went camping quite often. We bought a camper this year for the first time ever. I used to be a tent camper. I like that, but my wife said air conditioning would be nice, especially if we go down south. We farmers need to take a break off the farm sometimes, every once in a while as well. And this is where really the shaker here. Oh, thank you, Simon, for following. Is it Simon? Yeah, Simon. So here's the shaker again. Let me show you here in the camera as well. I was looking for it. Awesome. So we take that when we go camping with Hazel, because I don't break that. Real quail eggs, as we have noticed early on, I break them quite often. But this stuff travels well, right? And here you go, Hazel is having it with her food. I try to get her away completely from the kibbles, but on a busy farm, I mean, she gets a lot of good stuff, believe me. I mean, you've seen we have 100 different products for pets here on the farm. I think Hazel has a really good diet, but every once in a while she gets some kibbles as well, especially when we travel with the camper. It's just easier than fresh stuff. But she gets quail meat, or we cook the vegetables from our backyard vegetable garden for her. So she has a good life. Let's have a look how great her life is when we go camping. So take a look, guys.
Come here, sir. Don't be shy.
So here we are again. Yeah, I wanted to show you this. Boo-boo. Wanna have a look? Hazel wanted to check that out. Let me show you. Hazel. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you there. Remember, we went to the beach. Yeah, we went to the beach. Where was that? Just says waves. I have no idea where that was. We went to North Carolina this year. Right, Hazel? Remember that? Yeah, good girl you are. Okay, we switch back to the pictures. Yeah, okay. We went to North Carolina this year. Yeah, this where somewhere. Where did we go there? I have no idea. Well, I think that was North Carolina. Yeah, look at that. Hazel chasing the birdies. We kept her here on the leash because there were some other dogs around. That's what we do as good dog owners. But when there's nobody else around, and it's allowed on that beach, and of course she runs around freely. Right, Hazel? Yeah, we had a good time in North Carolina. We actually went live from North Carolina, so if you want to go back in the history here on the live streams, if you see the one from around August, Hazel and I on the campground, that was a really, I was up to say a cool live stream. It was a hot live stream. We had like 100 Fahrenheit. And that camping trip was interrupted quickly because we had to evacuate the Outer Banks because of that hurricane coming through. That was crazy. Here we are with the camper at night. Oh, Hazel, that was a good time. It's great in the camper with Hazel if she doesn't fart or snore. Yeah, sometimes I get both from her. Oh, well, yeah, that's our mealworm farm. Let me guys show you as well. Our quail, they eat really protein-rich stuff too. So let me show you this.
Our mealworms are happy about fresh food, right from our garden, organically grown. Well, that's a good treat for the mealworms, and soon we're gonna make out of these mealworms a great treat for your and our quail.
I don't have the product here right now highlighted, but what we actually do there is, that's good for wild birds too. We make the quail knödel. Knödel is Austrian for dumpling. And it is a dumpling or a ball. So the mealworms we make there, and as you could see there, that's a new product as well this year we developed. Quail are not the most intelligent birds, let's say it this way. When you just feed them the mealworms, they usually grab it, they run to the back of the cage, and then they try to eat it there, but they drop it into their poop tray and it's gone. So I also want that the birds have a little bit more excitement in their life than just, you know, having the food tray in front of them. So we make out of quality game bird feed and the mealworms we make here on the farm and raise here on the farms. We make these balls, and here's a close-up of it, right? So the birds can peck at it. They have a bit more to do. They pick out the little pieces of the mealworm here so it doesn't get all lost into the poop tray. You can hang it off the cage like with these little strings we put into the thing. And their peaks, right? They usually get longer and longer if they have nothing hard to pack on. So this is a hard ball. So that helps as well to keep the peak under control. And they come in a pack of 2. You find them in our store there. Right, Hazel? No, that's not for you, Poopsie. No, that's not for you. Yeah. I know you like this smell because I love this smell as well. Yeah. It smells like what? Yeah. Like honey and milk. Honey and game bird feed. More like honey. Who would have known if you roast, if you dehydrate mealworms that they smell like honey? Well, now you know. And that's how that stuff smells. So it's actually really nice. Like every 2 weeks I hang a new ball into my quail setup, you know, of those. And the smell of this, it really helps with keeping the other smell a bit out of your mind from the quail poop. Really lightens up the smell in your coop. And here, Hazel, look at this picture, Hazel. This you? Yeah. Yeah, that's where Hazel hangs out on the back porch there. You're a lucky girl. You never work hard on this farm, other than today. Yeah, today you work really hard being live with me for an entire hour. You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl, you are. Want a treat? Yeah. Let's give Hazel another treat here. So guys, in case you missed that in the beginning of the stream, we are still in our yearly review here, but Hazel got a little bit bored, I guess. So let me show you. This is Hazel's favorite product. The dehydrated quail meat. Quail crunch bites, we call it. And they have an extra crunch when she bites on it. Let's have a look. Or listen. Yeah. One more. Paw. Good girl. Nice and crunchy, isn't it? So yeah, that's what we do all year round. Hazel eats and I make the treats. So let's switch back over here to our pictures. Now, we had a garage sale. There's my daughter and her cousin. We did a little garage sale this year where we sold our stuff as well, right? And we got rid of all the extra things there from grandma and what we don't use anymore and all these lovely things. And I used a bit AI this year as well to make a picture. It looks like me, right? I usually wear glasses, not when I'm on the computer, but it looks like me a little bit. Yeah. But this is, yeah, definitely looks like a white quail. And those hatching eggs we have also, or a black quail. We have them also in our store. Yeah, you know, I can't really take much pictures of myself. And so I used AI to do that. For some little things, why not? This summer we took off vacation, so we went over to Pennsylvania, Hershey Park. I love chocolate, nothing better than chocolate, so here we go. And then September, here we say it again, in September the hatching season starts after the summertime, right? So that's why I used this picture here in the background. I think that looked okay. And I went to the circus with the kids, which was a lot of fun as well. That guy there was really, really cool. And our usual after work routine is to hang out with Hazel and on the couch. Yeah. And Hazel, this is when you sleep, huh? Paws up. Yeah, yeah. You're such a cutie. Yeah, those are the balls again, what I showed you earlier on. So the made here on the farm, we make them, dehydrate them, and then we ship them out to you guys. Pumpkin time. Here we go in the fall. That was good time as well with the kids, the wifey, and we go every once in a while. This year we actually only went once on the farmers market, only once. We sell mainly online. Thanks to you guys for ordering online. We don't have to be out on rain or shine or heat on the farmers market. You can get it thanks to Amazon delivered to your doorstep. All the lovely products we make here on the farm. But to connect with the local community, every once in a while we go on the farmers market. This year only once. Some more mealworms there. And we went to the cinema once and there was nobody else there. And my daughters thought I was winning in the lottery. I did not win the lottery, but one of the benefits if you have a farm, if you own your own business, is that you can go to the cinema at whatever time you want. And this was during working hours, so there was nobody else there. So we had the whole cinema for ourselves. And who is that little cutie? I remember. I was visiting a partner farm in Tennessee, and that's their little doggy down there. And his name, what was his name, Hazel? Do you remember the little doggy? It will come to me. Such a cutie though. And yeah, from that farm, in cooperation with that farm, we have those live shipping boxes as well. I have one here, I can show you. That's the shipping boxes we use. And or actually sell here on Amazon, but we use them when people locally pick up birds. Or if we clean and stuff, clean the cages and the birds need to be safely stored. Or this is the egg foam, what you find in our store as well, what we do together with Brian's Roost. You find them here on our Amazon store for button quail, for chicken eggs and all that good stuff. That's their chicken, their lonely chicken on the pond. Nah, that one escaped, I guess. Who knows? In Texas, I was as well. Mejia, Texas. Shout out to Dixie and Joe. They are part of our network of quail farmers here at Undique. And they moved locations. They were first closer to Dallas and then moved down south. And yeah, I decided to help them because they are part of the network. My wife took care of things back here, and I drove to Texas to help them to move their birds, their cages. I learned a lot as well. You know, I learned how to pour a concrete floor, which is very useful information for me when I ever have to do that here. I know now how to do it, so thank you, Joe. He showed me some electrical work as well. I'm already good with electrical stuff, but I got some tips and tricks from Joe. I helped them moving 2,000 birds from their old location to the new farm and barn. And as you can see here, Joe is just setting up a cage there for the birds ready to move in. But there's a lot happening, and Joe is shipping eggs for us as well, and his wife Dixie, and they do an awesome job packaging. We keep a close eye on you know, breakage rates and things like that. As I mentioned earlier on, we shipped over 6,000 orders of eggs this year, and in only 60 cases there was either one egg or multiple eggs broken. So pretty good. Around 1%. Sometimes less than 1%, sometimes a little more than 1%. It depends on the time of the year. I usually say please avoid times around holidays, like before Christmas is mad with packages out there. Yeah, any major holidays should be avoided for ordering hatching eggs. Now a good time is coming up again for ordering eggs because there's less packages on the way. Here we locked in Dixie in a cage. That was a lot of fun. I showed that already earlier this year, this picture. That was a setup for the ducks, what they got to home the ducks here. But now the ducks are out by the pond and they do some more good stuff there on the farm. Some more to be seen in the new year. And that's their Buddy from Buddy's Hatchery. His name is Buddy. That's their doggy, right, Hazel? Remember Buddy? You haven't met him. I remember him. He was so cute. The cutest dog in the world, that's Buddy. And he's a happy dog as well. Obviously, he's overseeing the operations there with the birds. And he gets every once in a while a nice little treat too. So that was a really good time. So thanks again, Joe and Dixie, in case you're watching this over the holidays. We're going to be fairly busy now with January approaching. They're over in Texas, as I mentioned. So Texas is already getting warmer. And the cool thing about our network is really that, especially for the eggs are not, we cannot store them in an Amazon warehouse, right? Because you want to incubate them. We ship them out within 48 hours of being laid and ship them really quickly. Make sure, our breeding program, you see it here as well. They are separated by colors. The birds have it really well there. That's what I do as well. I go to every single farm, either virtual or in person, depending where they are, right? And make sure that the birds are kept with industry standards, which are high industry standards, with the best cages you can get out there. Make sure it's clean. Make sure they have the certifications, all that things. And here it's just awesome how Dixie and Joe run this operation here, and little Buddy is overlooking the whole thing here and gave the name to the hatchery. I also visited a farmer's market here in Dallas, Texas. I was shocked to see no quail eggs on the farmer's market here. I guess there's not that many quail farmers up in Dallas area, I don't know. Or people just order them all from us here on Amazon. Could be too. I mean, it's convenient, right? So subscribe and save for the quail eggs is something we offer here. And those are some of the eggs I brought back home from visiting Dixie and Joe. Those are the Georgia giant quail eggs. And I have a nice flock of them now as well. Awesome birds. And here are just stocked up things. Now, I was really getting excited when I went hiking in the fall. A little camping trip upstate New York. This is not an alcoholic beverage. It's a beverage from Austria called Almdudler. It's kind of different herbs in there. It's not Red Bull, and it won't give you a heartbeat like Red Bull. Almdudler, really nice stuff. I got so excited, so I had to take a picture of that. And this is how it looks like when we go camping. And if we don't have the kids with us, then Hazel is allowed to use one of the bunk beds there with her doggy bed in there. But if the kids are going with us, then Hazel is on the ground floor there, and the kids up there. So this, remember the camping Hazel? She's sleeping right there now. I don't pay you enough, right? You're not a good co-host, sleeping while I run this show. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, so that's how it looks like when we go camping and hiking there. Great time with the doggy. Keeping fit. Oh, this one I wanted to show. Yes. So every once in a while we get a message here on Amazon or online, and in this case, Jim did let us know that he's using our wings. Let me show you the wings again. The wing on the string, for example, is one of them for his German short-hair pointer puppy, because he wants to be a bird dog and retriever. So really, really nice. Look at this dog. Yeah, Ruby, it says here, right? Ruby is the name of the doggy here. Yeah, we can zoom in here. Isn't that a beautiful puppy? I love this kind of dogs. Awesome. I love all dogs. I love cats too, but I'm allergic to cats, to some dogs as well. So there's little Ruby learning how to track down a birdie to retrieve it with our quail wings. Isn't that cute? Natural play for the pets here, right? What a beautiful dog. Awesome. Here she is again. Great photographer, by the way, as well. The person who took these pictures knows what they're doing here. That's so cute. There's our little wing, and there is the doggy. Here we go. And here are the baby birdies again. Now, these yellow ones. Since we are at the year-end review, every once in a while I get a funny message from a customer, and I don't want to say anything bad, but I say, please always ask, because, before you leave a review or anything else, because there's the weirdest things out there. I got actually once a complaint that I sold somebody white English white hatching eggs for white quail, and they were complaining that the chicks came out yellow. I wish they would have asked me, like this other customer recently asked me, and said, hey, is there something wrong with your birds? Because I ordered the white ones, but they are yellow. And I said, no, nothing wrong with that. And we actually, I take this feedback serious, and I put that on the product listing as well, and say, hey, white birds hatch yellow, they turn white later. But some people don't read all the stuff, and so please, before you leave a review, get in touch. There's no hatch rate guarantees, but anyway, because we can't control your incubation process or the shipping or your incubator, or if you leave the eggs in freezing temperatures overnight in your mailbox, we can't control that. That's in your control, and therefore there's no hatch rate guarantees. But what we can guarantee you, if you have a question, we take it serious. And for example, we got this question, hey, did you put the wrong eggs in my package because they come out yellow, they are not white? Answer is yes, they hatch yellow and then they turn white later. And we see here some blackbirds as well, some tuxedos, lovely little birdies. And some buttons again. Those are the tiny button quail eggs. And they're not the best picture because those little guys, they are so fast. Here a little bit better. Those are the button quail chicks. Lovely little birds to keep. Great project with your kids as education, right? Hatch some birds. A lot of farms do that. We do it here in Bridgewater as well. You can rent the incubator. You can get the eggs, and then later when the birds get stinky, you bring them back. A lot of farms do that. Show your kids where how life is being born, how birds hatch, and bring them back to the farm. They will have a happy life here, and then one bad day like everybody else. In the wild, quail don't make it long. They don't get old because there's a lot of predators out there, so they have a much longer and happier life here on the farm than out in the wild. And quail have been domesticated 4,000 years ago before even chicken got domesticated. So we had some fun at Halloween here as well. Here's little Hazel handing out Halloween treats to the neighbor kids. And here again as well. I like the fall not too long ago. And yeah, I used AI a bit as well. Not to come, most of the year I was in my little basement at my office desk, and I said I need to do something. So I went up here, took a picture of the studio, and I said, okay, I ask AI, can you illustrate how it looks like when here Christian is with his friend Hazel making a live stream? That's what the AI imagined, that Christian is a female. It is a female name in some countries, but where I'm from originally, Christian is a male name. In France, it's a female name, whatever. I know what I am. Last time I checked, I was a male. And last time I checked, Hazel was a dog, not Paraquet or whatever that is here. But yeah, on a second prompt, things got better. So we got a little bit an idea how we do the setup up here. And I think it worked out really well. What do you think? The new studio is better than the old one, right? And we have here another hatch in November. And here a little birdie. That's the cool thing about quail. They come in all colors and variations. It's a great hobby to have. And in my case, I turned the hobby to a job. And here my wife had a little bit fun with the Georgia Giant quail babies. Let's take a look at that.
Hey, this little fellow wants to be in the warm hand too.
Ta-da!
Georgia Giants.
Come here. Come here. It's warmer here.
One is not sure. Ah, there we go.
Let me in.
Nice and warm. Okay, off in the brooder we go.
Ta-da!
So yeah, we have a lot of fun with those guys. Now, here we are already in November, so we get towards the end with this live stream, but also with the end of year review. This is a funny story. Hazel likes to go with me to our feed supplier, and she usually rides on the back bench of our truck. But that day, I put something on the front and the door was open, so she jumped into the front seat and decided to ride on the front seat. Remember that, Hazel? It was really hilarious. So of course I tied her in here with the belt. It's important, right, that she doesn't fly off in case I need to brake. And Hazel quickly regretted the decision to be in the front seat because she couldn't really lay down comfortable. And for the 15 minutes ride, she tried to get comfortable, but couldn't. So that was the first time and last time she was riding in the front seat. I think it's anyway safer in the back seat. Of course, I tie her in there as well. But yeah, I mean, she wanted to be a big girl, be in the front, but I think she learned her lesson. And from now on, she always jumps right into the back seat and I tie her in there, that she's safely secured in her seat. And yeah, and that is now our new little thing we use since a couple of weeks. So if you see that here on Amazon, please look out for it. I think I have to do a better version of it. Hazel was moving here. So maybe over the holidays we do a little photo shoot. Huh, Hazel? What do you think? Yeah. And then we get that ready for you guys for the new year. And the last few pictures here, Hazel helping with the turkey, transport of the turkey for Thanksgiving to the in-laws. Hazel does a good job there, watching the birdies. This is her little secure thing here for the car in the back seat. And Hazel completely wiped out, as it should be. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let me look at the overview here. I have to show you Hazel in her Christmas jumper. I mean, there you go. Isn't she cute? Cutest doggy in the world. And here another one. As my wife is Jewish, we celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas in this house. So it's great. She gets 8 gifts. I get 1. But that's life. And here is Hazel helping with the Christmas decoration. Let's take a look at that.
You're such a dazzle, Hazel.
Yeah, she likes the front yard too. Oh, and of course the first snow of the season. That's something I have to show as well. So that was 14th of December here in New Jersey, the first snow. Let's take a look at that.
So much snow, Hazy. Look at that. So much snow. Hazy. Look at that.
Yeah, we had about half a foot
So
or foot or so.
pretty.
That was fun.
Hazel. Hazel. What is it?
It's so cute. Is your doggy also so happy when there's snow out there? I guess. And here is the quail canoodle in action with some English whitebirds. And yeah, I'm not shy of showing my mistakes as well. The other day I went out to check on the birds, found a few more eggs, put them in my pocket, figured, yeah, I had a couple of eggs, you know. I will not forget about it. Then I carried in the firewood as well, and then before I knew it, I had some scrambled eggs in my pocket. Yeah, you learn from your mistakes. Only happened once this year, so not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, mistakes are important, and if it's not a big one, it's okay. But from mistakes you learn. So yeah, mistakes, I'll try to learn from them. And I do over the years. So I guess, yeah, that was the last picture here for the year. I guess here Hazel chilling on the couch, waiting for the, what was that? That was Christmas Day, waiting for the surprise. She got a big bone, a jumper. What else, Hazel, you got for Christmas? Lots of treats, of course. Okay, I think the live stream comes to an end. We were hanging out here over an hour, guys. So thanks so much for following along. I hope you guys have a really awesome, as we call it in Austria, a great slide into the new year. That's what we do in Austria. We slide over to the new year and try not to fall. I wish the same to you. I hope you have an awesome New Year's party tomorrow, wherever you're going to celebrate. And I hope you check out our store in the new year as well. Thanks for joining the live stream today. I'm so surprised. Over 120 people today hanging out with me. So that's really awesome. For a small family business out of New Jersey and all the other businesses attached here to Undique, across the nation from Texas down to Florida, Louisiana, upstate New York, Utah, and so on. I think it's for us always exciting to see that we get the support from our customers, that we can produce these lovely products here in the United States. Everything you have seen here today is made or late in the United States, with one exception, which is me. I was blown in a couple of years ago, a business trip, and then my wife kind of caught me, and yeah, that's that's how I got stuck here. But I love America, and next year is going to be really exciting. 250 years celebration of this lovely nation. So I look forward to that. I guess I'm gonna have to make a trip down to Washington to check it out myself, a little bit the celebration. So thanks again for supporting us. Hazel, want to say goodbye as well, or are you already done? I think she's done. She wants to hang out with the kids a bit. I'm gonna do the same now. So thanks guys for watching, and I wish you guys a really very happy, healthy new year. Think about health in regards to quail eggs. They are very healthy too to eat. And I look forward to hang out with you every Monday again around 7:30 Eastern here on this channel. So I sign off. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your year.